Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today I'm out with my buddy Andrew, and he's out on his brand new Multistrada RS. We're just going to do a quick cold start so you can hear this bike. It's got a full system on, I believe.
Full system, yeah.
So this is going to sound quite different. I'm out on my Multistrada V4 RS. So what we'll do, we'll just quickly start mine up. It's completely stock. We'll just have a listen to that, and then we'll fire up this beast, and you can hear the difference. So I've just had this bike for about 3 years. Stock exhaust. Yeah, this is the brand new Ducati Multistrada V4 RS, and we've got the dry clutch on this as well. So this is a cold start. Yeah, I mean there's a noticeable difference, but then again there's a noticeable difference in the price.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah, what a beauty. I mean you've been waiting a little while for this sort of carbon cover to turn up here as well, because initially you just had the engine cover.
Bike arrived, I think it was end of February, in the dealer, and I had it registered for the 1st of March, and then the cover literally arrived yesterday. So
yeah, fantastic.
That was good.
I mean, we'll talk about this as we do the ride, but you would have thought for the money you would have got one of those chucked in. And
it's bizarre because it's a dry clutch, obviously, and then it's covered up, so you don't get the sound of the dry clutch.
Yeah, exactly.
But they do offer different styles, and this is the one I preferred. But yeah, hey-ho.
Yeah, it is what it is. Anyway, we've got a little bit more running in to do. How many miles have you done so far?
Just literally 389, so 390.
And what's the
620?
620. So we've got a little bit. So we're going to go out for a little ride today, and as weather is in the UK, dull. It's dull, but it's not raining. It was a little bit misty earlier, but hopefully it won't rain.
At least it's not raining, that's the thing.
Not yet. Anyway, let's get kitted up and go for this ride.
Awesome.
So yeah, we just fired both the bikes up, and I can't even hear mine over the RS. Listen to that, it's just absolutely, Andrew's just sorting his He's been looking forward to this. So like we say, Andrew here's just got 100 miles or so to do just to get that first service done on the bike. I mean, it's so loud, isn't it? I don't know if it's drowning out the audio here, but
it gets even louder when you can rev it.
What is the running in procedure on these bikes?
So running in procedure is up to 6,000 revs. I think it's 622 miles.
Okay.
1,000 kilometres basically.
Right.
And then it's oil change, and they reset, and then full revs.
Yeah, because on the BMW bikes, they put a limiter on most of their sort of performance bikes, don't they? But they don't do that with the Ducatis. It's just they just advise you to sort of keep it down, which you obviously want to because you want it running in right. You kind of follow their guidelines.
I think a combination of that, also they can tell if you've revved over that as well. So he said if you go 1,000 revs here and there, it's not a problem. But I said don't boot it.
I mean, I've not had many motorcycles brand new, but I hate running bikes in.
It seems like the longest 600 miles, and also because the weather's just been
exactly
shite. You're jumping on it and going for a quick ride.
Yeah, I mean, the weather has just been appalling so far this year. It's been very few days, so you know, you just don't want to be going out in the wet if you can help it. But anyway, what day is it today? Wednesday. Luckily for us, we're only kind of, well, you're retired now, so any day is good for you, but I'm pretty flexible, so it's nice to get out in the week when we've not got the crowds on the roads. It's nice to go out when there's plenty of bikers out and see other bikers, obviously, but yeah, these days are great just to get on some of the roads. Once we get out this little bit here, hopefully get on some twisty roads, and we can take a look at this bike you bought. How are you finding it compared to the Pikes Peak? So for those that have not followed my channel, or for those that have not subscribed to the channel, I've done a couple of rides with Andrew before, and he used to have the Multistrada Pikes Peak. It initially started the same as what I've got at the minute, the Multistrada V4S. Yeah. And now you've upgraded to the elite of the Multistradas, the most expensive bike. Do you want to tell the viewers what that bike costs?
With all the extras on there, I think we're around about 37.5.
37.5 grand.
Yeah.
That's more than my first house.
I know, it was 31. But what you've got to remember though, Simon, is that when I had my first Multistrada, you had your first Multistrada, we also had a Street Fighter V4S, and those two bikes combined together in value were about the same price.
Yeah, exactly. So
and that's what I've done, is I've actually brought those two bikes into one bike.
Yeah, exactly, and that's basically, you can only ride one at a time, so you know, why not have something that combines those two things? And it's just gone down my helmet. I think I'm being attacked by the wildlife today. My new Hal Varson gloves have been shit on by a bird already this morning, but it's not the first time that's happened. This is where Andrew here spoils the peace and tranquility going through the villages. And you know, they've got the farmers market going off here, and he's roaring through.
Yeah, so saying, comparing this to the Pikes Peak, obviously the engine does feel different, but you will not really notice the difference until you can fully rev it, because at the moment I'm limited to 6,000 revs, and the real characteristic of this engine probably comes into play when we're in the Street Fighter V4S above 6,000, sort of heading towards 10, 12,000 revs.
Yeah, that's when you get that ultimate power. I mean, what brake horsepower is that now you've got the can? Because I think are they not 180 brake standard?
Yeah, 180 standard.
180.
And then with the can on, 195.
195 brake horsepower. Yeah. But surprisingly, the torque is less, just slightly less than my Multistrada V4S. So I think the Newton meters of torque on yours is about 118. On this, it's about sort of 125. So it's a little bit down on the torque, but a lot more. But again, different engines. You know, the bike you're on is not going to be for everybody. In fact, it won't be for me, because you know, I do a different style of riding to you. As in, you know, I need the top box on the back. I mean, you can't fit a top box on the RS.
Yeah, you can fit a top box.
On this, you can.
You can change the seat unit to your seat unit. And some people have been actually putting this seat unit on their V4Ss, Multistrada V4Ss.
Right.
Because they prefer the look of it. So I've seen a few, and I've seen a few Pikes Peaks where they put this seat unit.
So they take the unit off the back, do they? Or so do you lose the passenger, the seat, the rear seat, the pillion seat?
No. You change the whole seat unit to your seat unit.
You know what? Since I've changed the tyres on this bike, it's fantastic. I've got the Michelin Road 6s on, and it's a whole different bike. It's so much more sportier.
I've heard a lot of people have gone for those on the Multistrada group on Facebook.
From this angle, it does look nice. I can hear that dry clutch as well. Let's open this baby up. Yeah, I mean, the standard V4S, the Multistrada I'm on, is no slow bike. Yeah, you get that noise from the airbox, it's great. It kind of makes up for the lack of noise coming out the exhaust. Not sure. Just watch out for some of this gravel in the middle of the road. Yeah. But these twisties are nice. mean, the one thing I do like about this Multistrada is it's still quick in the corners. You can still throw it around. As much as I love the countryside, it don't half stink at times.
I think they've been spreading a lot of fields. I noticed it yesterday.
I tell you something though, I mean, like, you've got to love these roads in the UK. Unfortunately, they're getting more average speed cameras around. For me, it's just going to completely ruin it. You know, you get the little opportunity, you want to open your bike up and you can't do it. Have you noticed much of a difference between that and the Pikes Peak on the twisties?
Yeah, it just seems a lot more confident and just more stable on bends, just like a sports bike.
Yeah, I mean, that bike looks like it handles well.
It does.
Yeah, I love this bit of road. Absolutely fantastic. We're just going to go and are we going to go grab a coffee at the McDonald's or something, hot chocolate? Yeah, that bike looks good in the corners.
It feels nice.
What size back tyre is on that? Is it a 200 or 190?
I think it's a 190.
Yeah.
I think it is. I don't know actually.
Yeah, I can see from here 190.
190. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember riding your Pikes Peak, and yeah, there's a massive difference from the front wheel size, ain't there, when you're going into those corners and stuff.
It makes the bike feel different, doesn't it?
Yeah, whole different bike.
Yeah. Yeah, the engine characteristic is different on this. You definitely, it does feel like the Street Fighter.
Look at this, look, priority parking for motorcycles. Yeah, what a beautiful bike. So we'll just we'll grab a coffee, etc., and we'll just give you a little talk and find out a little bit more about this Ducati RS. And yeah, well, let's have a quick look at this screen while you've got it on. I'm just going to remove your phone from the quad lock just so we can have a look. But yeah, it's, the layout's different. The screen's the same size.
The screen's the same size. It's the same dash, but the layout's different. They say that the layout is more Street Fighter-ish.
Yeah. Yeah, look at that. Look, red line, 13,000 RPM compared to the Multistrada at 10. So when this is running and had that service, this bike is going to shift. Because like I say, at the minute you're just keeping it under 6,000 thereabouts.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
It's just tootling, really.
So we've just stopped to get ourselves a luxury milkshake from McDonald's. This is about the halfway point. So far it's been pretty good. It's just starting to brighten up now. It's just getting a little bit warmer. This morning was a little bit ropey, but it's not rain, that's the main thing.
I think it's just mist, wasn't it?
So yeah, parked up at McDonald's. This is, like I said, the halfway point for us, and yeah, Andrew here is just going to talk us through what was stock on the bike, what he's added on.
So what was stock on the bike? Well, everything you can see except for the race exhaust, the carbon cover for the dry clutch.
And let's just go through a bit of the pricing on this as well, because like I said, the bike stock is 31,000.
31 grand.
And then you've added the
Race exhaust, which was about 2.8.
And then there's obviously
fitting on top of that.
Sure. And the dry clutch, that...
So it wasn't actually open like this is, and it was the same colour as the engine.
Yeah, I mean, it looks absolutely brilliant. Again, you know, you spend this sort of money, you kind of wonder why Ducati just don't sort of put that on as standard and cover it up. But well, it's all about, I guess, the extras.
The dry clutch is an option on the Panigale as well, and on the Street Fighter.
Yeah.
It's like a £2,800 option.
Wow.
And you'd think it would come with
a
dry clutch cover.
Yeah, you just think it would, you know, it's just a shame to hide it away in there, but then again, you know, it's all about the extras, isn't it? That's the Brembo brake calipers, they're stock. I mean,
they're stock, yeah. You could, on the Pikes Peak, you could have them red. That was an optional extra, but it was standard as red on this. And then I fitted the rad guards.
Yeah, it's always worth fitting the Evotech rad guards. I've got them on my bike as well, and they're not expensive, and they're easy to fit as well. You can fit them yourself. Carbon front mudguard, that came standard.
That came standard, yeah. Obviously the carbon finish on the front is standard as well.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that really does look nice on the bike.
You had 2 screens, the carbon screen and the smoke screen, same size. They were standard.
You get that one with the bike?
Yeah.
Okay.
You get both with the bike. Yeah.
It's got the RS etching into the seat there as well. I'm guessing you put the tank pads on, or did they?
Yeah, I got the dealer to do it, but yeah, that was something I put on.
So as an extra, you said you put the hugger on as well, the carbon hugger.
Hugger on, and then I also put these indicators.
Yeah, I mean, again, why? You know, you spend all that money. Why aren't you getting things like this on the bike? It's you think that would be standard, but
the rear huggers have never come standard as
no, they don't. And again, the indicators look really nice. I mean, I had the same ones. The Ducati Performance ones were on my Street Fighter, and they do suit the bike well if compared to the stock ones there. And also you've gone for the Rizoma petrol cap.
Yeah, and
it's quick release.
And also the Rizoma reservoirs.
And also the hand guards as well. Are they?
They're standard.
They're standard. They're carbon.
A little bit of carbon on this side as well, which was standard. This little filler plate here, because the battery is. They've actually put the Street Fighter battery in this rather than the heavier Multistrada one.
Okay, so they put like a lithium lighter battery in.
Not lithium.
No.
No, apparently they did try the lithium, but they had issues with heat problems.
Okay.
And they didn't go for lithium, so they actually. The Street Fighter battery is smaller and lighter, so they went with that option.
Yeah, I mean,
there's a bit of weight saving, basically.
Yeah, it's all about weight saving with these bikes. And yeah, look at this, look. The titanium subframe.
And then obviously this rear seat unit is unique to the RS. Put a fan in the little compartment. That's on all Multistradas. So that if you do have a phone in there, it's going to cool the phone down.
Yeah, that's right. Let's just take a quick look at that, because that is another difference there. We just pop it open. That's the other side, and so yeah. Although, you know, again,
the fan's here. Look,
the fan is just tucked in on the. So we can get that in the shot. Just to keep you. Is that just to keep the phone?
Keep the phone cool.
So there's a little fan there just to keep your phone cool in this compartment on the tank. USB charger, which I have in mine. I'd say again, the only downside is phones are different sizes now. You know, if you
won't get an iPhone 14 in there.
No, it's I mean, mine's just this kind of the standard, and you know, even that doesn't fit in. Right, are we online?
Online.
Okay, well that was a nice little refreshment. I feel a bit sick now. I've had a milkshake. I ain't had one of those for years. We was just saying about the paper straws you get now. They're just dreadful, ain't they? You know, and unless you drink your milkshake within about 5 seconds, it just turns to mush. Right, so we're going to press on, and yeah, it looks like it's turned out nice. Warmed up a few degrees, which is nice, and we're going to head towards Rutland Water, and hopefully get on a few more twisties. We'll just wait for Andrew to fire his RS up, and so we can't hear ourselves think. Yeah, it absolutely drowns my poor little V4 RS out.
Mind you get a very similar sound if you put the performance exhaust on that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I know when you did it on the Pikes Peak, it was it sounded pretty good, didn't it?
It sounded awesome, yeah.
But again, I wouldn't do it, not just because of the cost, but because of the nature of what I use the bike for, really. Yeah, you know, I'm gonna use it more for touring, and also kind of when I'm vlogging as well. I do need an element of being a bit quieter because of the audio and stuff.
Yeah.
But again, if I had your bike, then I would do exactly the same, you know, transform that RS into the beast it should be. Yeah, I've not told the viewers, because we've literally just booked on today, but me and Andrew here, we've actually booked onto one of the Ducati DRE training courses, which is on the Ducati Desert X rally version. So that's like the fully spec'd up off-road focused Ducati, and it's over in Wales, and we've got a 2-day training course with them coming up in a couple of weeks time. So we're gonna shoot some video there as well, and you'll get to have a little laugh at us trying to do some off-roading on the big adventure bikes. Let's see how these horses take to Andrew's exhaust. Oh no, they're all right.
Keeping the growl down.
Got visions of it starting to kick up as you were going past, and you know, like kick me in the helmet or something. So we're just entering into the Rutland County, the smallest county in the UK. So yeah, here we are guys, Rutland Water. One other thing I've just noticed as well, you don't have a centre stand on your bike.
No.
Is that something you can have fitted, or is that something that can't be fitted?
Not with the race exhaust.
So you need a paddock stand then, really, if you're a bit of chain maintenance. So yeah, so all you've got to do now really is just go and book it in to Ducati, and obviously put another 100 miles on the clock maybe by the time we finish today's ride, and then you're ready to unleash the power.
The key thing is that get the service indicator come up. Again, that can be reset.
Yeah.
And if you do it before that, then you have to go back and get that reset.
When you unlock the full power of this race mode, I mean, when are you going to get to use this race mode? That's the thing. You've got 190 something brake horsepower.
Yeah.
It's are you gonna do any track days, do you think? Is there a possibility of a Ducati track day next year maybe?
I don't know actually. One of the things I thought about doing, and likely to probably do next year, is buy a track bike.
Right.
Because what I found is when you do a street bike and on the track day, it's great, all and well, but you've got that risk of you've been it or whatever else, and knackered your street bike up. And the second thing is that, like you said, it's, you know, I think your brakes, the fluid overheated.
Yeah.
You end up having, I think after one track day, you probably have to redo your pads.
Yeah, I mean, I can see on my brake lever, and these are new pads as well, but these either need bleeding from the master cylinders here, but I can literally pull that right back. Right. And that's got new pads in as well, so definitely a brake fluid change for me, I think. You know, when you compare them, they're both fantastic looking bikes, ain't there? You know, and this is obviously geared up more for the touring, the off-road side, whereas yours is obviously geared up more for the track focused fast street riding. But the front wheels difference, I mean, look at the front when you put them side by side there. You know, the difference in the front wheel, so you can imagine how much this turns a lot sharper. But I'm still impressed with that. You know, it still handles the road. Like I said, the tyres have made a massive difference. It's absolutely transformed the bike. It'll be interesting to see if we see any more on the road, but up to now I don't think there's many people that have gone. But like I say, both beautiful bikes, and yeah, it's nice to come out for a ride today and put a few miles on the RS, and it's also nice for me to jump back on the Multistrada V4 RS and put a few miles on mine, which I've not done. And look at that for a view. Absolutely fantastic. The day has turned out brilliant. So yeah, so there you go guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed our little ride around on these beautiful Multistradas today. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, please do so. Give us a like, and we'll see you in the next one.